What's going on, everybody? I'm Flying Solo, and welcome back to No Man's Sky. First of all, I just want to say that I apologize for the audio. I'm currently using my Oculus Rift S. One day soon, hopefully I'll be able to buy an actual microphone, but until then, I'll be using this. Anyway, this is a very, very long-awaited project that I just completed. I'm still adding a couple parts here and there. But yeah, this is No Man's Sky on PC, and this is a part 2 to my last video of my massive freighter base that I created on PlayStation 4. So I finally finished it, pretty much. This space is like 2 times larger than what was shown on my last video. I had the great ambition and very daunting task to create a brand new save on PC, and I pretty much replicated my save from PlayStation 4. And I finally done that, and the freighter base is so much freaking larger than the one on PlayStation 4. So there's the freighter itself. There's the inventory upgrades so far. Anyway, let's get right into it. Like I said in my last video, my wife and I absolutely love Star Trek: The Next Generation, and I set out to create a really large base on board my starship, kind of like the Enterprise or an Imperial Star Destroyer. So let's not keep you waiting. Let's go ahead and show off the base. Real quick, let me just hit the save point. This base is so much more detailed and so much larger than my last one. So I'll give you a tour of the entire base. You can see all the decoration along the walls. I couldn't stand this hallway being all white, so I just added a whole bunch of stuff. So the tour will be kind of like how it was in the last video, but I'm just going to completely redo it as if I haven't made a video like this before. So let's take you to the small lounge. Alright. See all the decoration, the couches. I put this terrarium right here instead of a save point. A little knickknacks and the new chest that I unlocked with the derelict missions. Nutrient processors, tables, couches. Alright, so there is the small lounge. So let's go ahead and continue on this floor, and then we will move up as we go. So here's this hallway leading into the farm. Now these here are newly designed desks and tables and stuff. I decided to redesign them from the Ps4 build because those corner desk pieces, or whatever they're called, here, let me just show you. I forget what they're called, but these base parts right here, for some reason I do not have in my build menu, so I had to actually redo that, and I think it turned out just great. I love this design a lot more. We have another one over here, and then we have all these other plants. Now the farm itself is just like it was in the Ps4. You see other planters, standing planters, other plants, things of that nature. And you can imagine it took me a lot of time to completely rebuild it. So here's the farm. It's at that save point. Even though it's on PC, it runs so much better than PlayStation 4. I built so much more in the base to where even the PC is now having troubles loading everything. So if that doesn't tell you the base is humongous, then I don't know what will. So my last base, or my freighter base on PS4, the terrarium was right here. So I just decided to put my farmer right here. It makes a lot of sense. So you see a lot of decoration along the walls, along the corridors. I added all these terminals, chests and whatnot. I could hear my cat in the background. He could hear me talking through the door. So, let's take you to the engine room, the brand new engine room. This used to be the captain's quarters. So, I decided to move the captain's quarters elsewhere. So, to keep the base a little more lively, I decided to take my workers here and put them in different locations throughout the base. So, this guy's in charge of the engine room. Let's get a good look at what I did here. Got all these chests. Got the previous base item cache right there. I added a whole bunch of lights, little things here and there. I had to get super, super creative in this room, as you can see. Made them pieces look like warp drives or something. But it took me a little while to come up with a finished design. And I'm quite proud of it. I'm actually really happy with the way it turned out. So that's the engine room. All right, let's move on. Let's go back to the other end really quick. And I think there's a couple more things I want to show you on this floor. I gotta remember to move slowly. Otherwise, I may fall through the floor. Yes, I have fallen through the floor once so far, so I don't want to do that again. Okay, so I've also added cell blocks, so different like jail cells in the base. So along here we have some simple jail cells. We got a bed, bench, table, and a, well. That's supposed to be a toilet. But anyway, moving on. This is the first cell block. There are 3 cells along the cell block. Okay. So yeah, that's a toilet. Anyway. On the other side of the base is the other cell block. And I made this base as symmetrical as I possibly could. So the entire base is pretty symmetrical. So if there's one thing on one side of the entire base, you can bet that the other side is the same. More cells along this hallway. Another one. And there we go. So at the end of the hallway, it'll take you back this way. Back into the farm. So going back into the small lounge. Up the stairs. Could have more corridors here. Totally decorated. All these hallways here filled with chairs, containers, monitors, interactive things that you can collect, things you can mess with. This takes you back down to the hallway leading to the command bridge. Take you back up and around. So yeah, those are the front 2 corridors in the base. And in here is the sick bay. Completely recreated the sick bay. Heard of these first aid kits here and the hazard protection units that you can access. The main desk. You got those updated lockers from the derelict missions. Alright. And I placed all of these heating units throughout the base because I just like to pretend like, what if my freighter, I hope to God, never becomes a derelict freighter and you could just explore throughout this base and access these heating units. Now, let me just say that if this becomes a derelict freighter and if there's anybody who explores it, you'll be one rich person. I tell you what, there's a lot of stuff on this base. Anyway, I'll take you to the main lounge. See all these glitch items that I've recollected. Spent a lot of time hunting them down. And as you can see, I've added those carpet floor decoration pieces underneath the tables. Again, I'm trying to get as much detail in the video as humanly possible. Got a trade terminal there, more tables, decoration. More of these heating units. Little screen there. More tables. And here's the aquarium. Still my favorite part of the entire base. That is until I made this new one. But we'll get into that a little later. There are quite a few things that's totally new to this base. So I don't want to spend too much time on stuff I've already shown in my previous video. But as you can see, there's statues that I put there and pieces of decoration. Here is the cruise quarters. I use these fleet command stations for the cruise quarters. Goes all along these hallways. Just like that. And then we have the storage containers. Line them all up accordingly. Here's the exocraft station. And in the middle here we have a few appearance modifiers. More storage containers. And then on the other side here we have even more of the cruise quarters. More of these command rooms. Alright. So that is the cruise quarters and the darn, I lost my train of thought. Cruise quarters and the storage containers. That's right, storage containers. So, okay, moving on, we will move to this side of the base over here. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the transporter room. You see a bunch of monitors here, computers, panels, chests, decoration along the walls. Let's get a good look at that real quick. Just hit that save point real quick. Alright. And of course here in the middle is the base terminus. So I can go anywhere I want, straight from my freighter. And that is freaking cool. I don't think I was able to do that before, but I did have that portal where um, the captain's quarters used to be, and for some reason it wasn't working, so I just decided to put it in this room up here. So yeah, this is the transporter room. Quite proud of it. I spent quite a lot of time figuring out how I wanted to design it, and I'm very pleased with how it turned out. So now, going down here, it leads you back to cell block 2. Then of course this takes you back to right there, the command bridge hallway. Now on the other side, we have my favorite room of all time. I decided to create a mad science lab. You can see I have my scientists right there examining a couple of the new specimens I've picked up through the derelicts. You got these little creatures in these little pods. More decoration along the walls. More of these computers and tables and chairs, lockers. You see my scientist right here. How you doing, man? How's it going? I can tell he's still working pretty hard. Here is the main attraction of the science room. I decided to actually get pretty creative with this area as well. These 4 pods with those little creepy creatures that are inside really reminds me of the Bacta tanks from Star Wars. So I just decided to make them like that. Just hit that save point right there. I just decided to put those bubbles right there just because. No reason. But let's get another good look at just all the detail, everything that I put in here. So yeah, that is the science room. So moving on, in the PlayStation 4 base, this room over here was used as a storage area. I decided to turn it into an armory. So all these containers and everything that are placed here is meant to be like, you know, for ammunition and weapons. And see, I put all these weapons along the walls. Have my armor right here in the middle. What's up? What's going on? So, put all these containers right here, just, you know, pretending they contain a bunch of ammunition. All these monitors and all these little pods here. And anybody who comes on board can take whatever they want. Access these chests. Let's just go ahead and grab that save point. And over on this side, I just decided to put all these containers and boxes here just for decoration and just to make it look legitimate. So let's get all of that in there. Make sure you can see it all. Alright, so yeah, this is the Armory. Quite proud of it. Along here is another corridor decorated with all the glitch items, couches, tables, various pieces of decoration. See, I put another one of those little chests in here. So, quite a lot of differences between my PlayStation 4 Freighter Base and this new one. So, again, here we have another corridor, totally decorated. Now, this is the refining room. So, little backstory. Early on with my PlayStation 4 Freighter Base, there are the large refiners, like 4 large refiners along each wall. So there was 4 large refiners along this wall and along this wall on my PS4 Freighter Base. Now, rebuilding it, for some reason, it wouldn't let me put any more than 2 of those large refiners in this room. So I had to improvise, and I used 2 of these medium-sized refiners and placed them there. So, and on this side, I spent a little bit of time trying to figure out what I wanted to do over here since it was such an open space. So, as I was unlocking all of the new derelict base parts, I just decided to put a whole bunch of them right here, and I think it turned out just fine. You got all these chests and shelves and all that. So, this actually serves as the new cargo area. And a lot of these containers are diagonal and not quite placed very neatly, and I think that's just a more natural looking way to design things. It's not, you know, super clean and organized, so I think that's a lot more aesthetically pleasing, honestly. So yeah, this is the refiner room. I spend quite a lot of time in this room, so that's of course why I place all these seats here, making it seem like there's a lot of people operating this room. And, just like the last base, I created it in a way where I pretend there's a whole lot of people operating and working in this base. So, just to show you again that the refining room leads back to the primary lounge, and then across the way here is the transporter room. So anyway, I think that does it for this floor. Yeah, there are a total of 3 floors now on this freighter base, not just 2. So I have an entire floor on this base. So let me take you back to the rear of the ship, and I'll just show you where I put the captain's quarters. So this way here leads back into the crew's quarters, and then going upstairs to the 3rd floor, we'll make a left, and then I present to you the new captain's quarters. Fully decorated, like it should be. Got my own personal appearance modifier right there. Just grab another save. I decided to put a lot more decoration in this room, like with all the statues and other things like that. Updated these lockers to the new ones so you can actually interact with them. So yeah, we have my little table right here with little screens and knickknacks here and there. So that's the captain's quarters. Now moving on, we will go down this hallway. I placed a lot of these cool plants and glitch items all along this hallway. Now along this hallway we have the officers' quarters on either side of this hallway. These brand new rooms. I figure the officers would need a little bit more space and more privilege than the standard crew members. So here we have a twin bed. We have a chest right here, drawers, appearance modifiers, weapons, lockers, tray terminal, tables, nice seating area for them to just chill out and relax. And of course on the other side is the exact same thing, except it's mirrored. Identical to the other side. Has all the same decoration. Completely identical to the other side. Now there are 6 of these rooms in total. So we move down the hallway a little bit, and we see 2 more. Yeah, and you can see it's having a difficult time loading everything in. Even on PC. Even PC has problems. That's okay. That's kind of my bad. I still really, really want to push the boundaries on how much I can build. And you know what? I think I'm about done. I may add a couple new things here and there, but that's about it. I don't really plan on adding a whole lot more. Just a couple more pieces of decoration here and there. So, see, more decoration. There's bubbles, more plants along this hallway, and of course, more of these rooms here. So, and there's the final room. So that'll make 6 officers' quarters in total along this hallway. Now, we go to the war room, or the conference room. Let's give it just a second for all the textures to load, the room to light up. Okay, so we have a lot more decoration, seating, tables, chests. Here's the long discussion table, or the war room. It has chairs that you can spin and have a good time, just spinning them and not sitting in them like normal people would do. Little screens along the table here. Large screen right here in the front. Flags. Little screens. More decoration. But yeah, that's the conference room. I'm quite proud of this freighter base. It took me a very, very, very long time rebuilding it from the ground up, and I'm proud to say that I'm finally finished with it. So going back down here, it'll once again lead you back to the darn, I can't remember. There we go. The transporter room. Excuse me. It's been a long day. So let's go back through the war room, and we'll show you where the other end leads to. So there's multiple ways to get to each room. So if you get lost, just, explore around. You'll eventually find your way back up down to the hangar bay. So this leads you back to the science room. God, I love this room. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much the base. It's 2 times larger than the version on PlayStation 4. It's so much more decorated, and let me know what you think of it. Leave a comment down below, leave a like, and I really, really hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed building it, and if any of you are interested in coming to visit, just hit me up. Let me know down in the comments, or message me, or whatever, and I'll be happy to have you on board. So anyway, guys, I just want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on my next No Man's Sky video.